bet you don't know where donuts are made.
Where donuts are made?
Yeah.
No, I don't know where donuts are made.
Well, they first were made in Greece.
No, I didn't know. And here he is, the one, the only...
Thank you, lovers of the finer things in life. What's the word for tonight, George?
Well, I think we ought to consult the duck right now, and he'll probably tell us.
This is the word here, and if any of our couples say it, you know, they win an extra 100 simoleons. That's French for pesos. Which is French, which is Spanish for kopecks. And kopecks is a rug dealer I used to know in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Joe Kopecks.
Groucho, we have some rather unusual people who'd like to talk to you right now. They're Irene Hobson and Captain DeVere Baker. So, folks, come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Wife. Say the secret word and take home an extra $100. Well, good evening. Good evening, Irene. Irene Hobson and DeVere Baker, eh? Well, Irene, why do you spell your name I-R-E-H-N-E?
Well, I just fixed against so many people.
I beg your pardon,
ma'am. Yeah, I didn't like it, and I said I'll change my name, so I put the H in it. No. Numerology, you know, I did think it'd do something for me.
Forget it. You're a very interesting and unusual-looking woman, to put it mildly, Irene. What would you do if I were to ask you how old you are?
Well, I'd just tell you, I'm 90 years old.
Oh, come on now.
Well, I was born in 1869.
What year were you born?
1869, the 15th day of December.
1869?
Huh.
Okay. Who was president when you were born, or was it still George III?
I know who came in afterwards that. I know Grover Cleaver came in second after. I was a little girl then. And then when he came in the second time in 1901. I know the name, but I just don't remember it this minute.
Irene, have I ever seen you anywheres before?
And I'm just waiting to see if you remembered me. I bet you a mule you don't. I bet you
Bet you a mule. That's all I need is a mule.
Listen here, do you remember when I don't believe that you were more than 12 years old. I met you and your two brothers and your mother at Trenton, New Jersey. And
was this when Washington crossed the Delaware?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it's the day before he crossed.
It's where he crossed, you know.
Yes, yes. And you said, Miss Hobson...
He threw $1 across the river there, you know.
I know he did, and I got it.
Yes, did you? You know why he did that? You know, $1 went much further in those days.
I know it didn't go anywhere now.
That's a very... That joke is almost as
now,
old as you are,
what you
Irene.
said, or just...
What did I say in Trenton?
Well, you said, Miss Hobson, may I play your bellboy sometime this week? I said, yes.
Can I play your bellboy?
Bellboy, you know. I was on the stage with you.
Really? Huh?
Yes, you don't remember me at all.
No, well,
Irene Hobson, Charles Deland.
That was a
yes,
wonderful
sir.
act. So what
yes,
did you do in this act?
Well, you came on, I'll tell you what you did. I said, you can play it right now. Go and get ready. You put the cream in the coffee, and you said, you take sugar? And I said, yes. And you said, and stirred my coffee with your finger and stole the show.
I see. Well, that was the last time I washed that hand, too.
Yeah.
Now, your name is DeVere Baker, is that right?
Captain DeVere Baker.
You're a captain, huh? Well, what kind of a tub are you in command of now, Skipper?
Right now, we're raising the finances for another raft.
You're a captain and all you got is a raft? Well, why do you want to build a raft? Isn't a boat good enough for you?
No, we want to build a raft to check out ocean currents. Groucho, we drift wherever the ocean takes us.
You drift along with the tide? Well, where do you plan to sail this mud scow?
Build it at Redondo Beach, California, put it on a freighter, take it to the mouth of the Red Sea, then drift back to the Indian Ocean, the China Sea, the Pacific Ocean, down to Guatemala, just drifting with the ocean currents.
How far is this trip?
About 18,000 miles.
What makes you think you can cross the Pacific on a raft?
Well, we have, after 3 failures over the last few years, completed a trip from California, from Redondo Beach, California, to Kahului Harbor at Maui, on the island of Maui, and we know that we can do it.
How long did it take you?
69 days.
The last trip, huh? Was anybody else with you on this trip?
3 men and myself.
Well, how did you keep the men from going stir crazy?
Well,
or raft crazy?
I think our biggest trouble was claustrophobia and trying to get the men to comb their hair a different way every morning so that we didn't want to pick up something and hit them with it. As the months would wear on, why, it would get so that you'd feel like...
You get on each other's nerves?
That's right.
And you solved this problem by asking the men to comb their hair?
A different way each time.
Well, did they do this all day? Just sit there and comb their hair for 69 days? They were very proud men, weren't they? Just sitting there combing, like the Lorelei, you know, combing their locks. It's a good thing that one of your members was in Yule Brunner. You'd have really been in trouble. Why do you want to take trips like these, Commodore? Are you having trouble at home, or are you trying to prove something to yourself? Well, is this cheaper than the psychiatrist?
We had one of those with us, by the way, on the trip.
You did?
Yes.
And he combed his hair, too, every morning?
Yes.
And did the others lie down in the raft and tell them that their wives didn't understand them?
Yes, and he told us there's no reason for seasickness. It's all in your head, but it took the poor guy 3 weeks to get it out of his head.
Now, Irene, let's get back to you. You must have met some very interesting people in your time. Who were the most unforgettable characters in your life?
Well, I'll tell you who are my hobbies, Wright brothers. You know, of course, about them having a failure with the kitty hawk and all of that, and everybody thought they were fooling, and it hurt their feelings, and I was the maddest thing was, you know. I said, they'll win yet. Did you know that?
Which one did you like the best, Wilbur or his brother? What was his brother's
I like
name?
Wilbur, but I like Wilbur.
I always, when you came in here, I says, now there's a girl that liked Wilbur Wright. I sensed that immediately,
right.
Ann. Well, you're an unusual couple, and I'd like to continue talking, but the time has come for you to win some money, or at least try. George, would you please bring in the questions, not the answers, just the questions. What category have they chosen, George?
You selected professions of famous people, right?
Yes, famous people.
Okay, now, Irene, you pick the first one. They're 1, 2, and 300, and they get progressively harder as you go down.
Well, I'll fix that one.
That's
I
a
should have
300.
counted 7, because I believe in 7.
This is $300.
This is for $300.
Yes.
What was Louis Brandeis' profession? Louis Brandeis' profession. There's even a university named after him. What was he, Cap? And if you don't know, guess.
Musician?
Oh, no, he's a very famous jurist and lawyer. He was on the Supreme Court. Chief Justice, I think he was, Brand. Wasn't he, Chief
Yes,
Justice?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you back me up with a more definitive statement?
Yes, he was. Now you
Boy,
have,
the help I get on this show.
you have 3 more chances to make $500. So would you like to pick one this time, Captain?
I'll get down to a raft size here.
There we go.
Yeah. Now, for $200, what was Auguste Rodin's profession?
Sculptor?
Sculptor is right. Now, you've got $200.
And 2 more chances to make a total of 5 for a chance at $10,000. Another $200 one?
For $200, what was Nijinsky's profession? Now, do you know who he was?
Military man?
No, he was a famous dancer, probably the most famous ballet dancer ever lived, Nijinsky.
1 more chance to make $500. You have 200, and so you take it from there.
Come on. You're taking a 300.
300, which will give you a total of 5.
Captain is a gambler. For $300, what was James Joyce's profession? Or James Joyce.
I wonder when...
If you don't know, guess. Well, the bell is tolled. It's probably one of the world's most famous novelists, Irish playwright. Well, you wound up with $200. I'm sorry you didn't win more, but that's the best you could do. And,
I had a lot of fun.
well, thank you. It was a pleasure seeing you again.
Yeah.
I'll see you when we cross the Delaware again. huh?
Yeah, they'll meet you at the Delaware again.
Anita Arrington and William Tynan, Jr. are standing by. So, folks, you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome to your Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and take home an extra $100 between you. Anita... I was looking at her. I didn't see that at all. That came... Anita Harrington and William Tynan, huh? Is that your name, Tynan?
No, I'm Tynan. That's
Tynan.
Anita.
Are
But
you-
I'm Arrington. It's
You-
like Harrington without the H.
It's like herring without the H?
It's like Harrington without the H. It's English.
Harrington it is?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Why did you drop the H and where?
Well,
I mean, could I help you look for it? I mean, is it...
I think they must have dropped it in Great Britain. I don't know. My mother's been tracing our genealogy and decided that was about the place.
Now, William Tynan Jr., huh? That's a pretty fancy moniker. Where are you from, Bill?
Born and raised in Los Angeles, Groucho.
You're born right here. Is that the reason for the whiskers? You're ashamed of Los Angeles and you're hiding? Did you ever get in trouble with the L.A. police?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. When I was about 11 years old, we stole a few automobiles. We didn't really steal them. We sort of borrowed them. About 11.
About 11 cars?
Yeah, we didn't sell them or anything. We just,
Do you steal cars now?
No.
What do you
No,
steal?
we got to be about 15, I think, why we discovered it was sociably unacceptable, so we...
The beer or the car?
The cars, stealing the cars. And so we just quit. We started taking out girls or something.
Did you... Well, then, are you married?
Oh, no. No, I've never been married.
Do you like a man with a beard? Yeah?
Well, I'd rather...
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
You're not, huh? Do you have a job, Anita?
I'm a deputy probation officer for the County of Los Angeles. I work in juvenile hall.
Whiskers, you better beat it. Do you have a steady boyfriend?
No, sir, that's too complicated.
Have you ever been out with a man who wore a beard?
No, I can't say that.
What are my chances of arranging a wedding for you?
Very, very poor, Groucho. My friends have been trying to get me married for years.
Look, a friend will never try to get you married.
That's true. That's what I've been thinking.
Only an enemy would hit below the belt like that. Now, why are you so opposed to marriage? Why don't you want to get married?
Well,
You can't be just happy with a beard.
Groucho, I could never quite bring myself to reducing a lovely,
Relationship, you mean?
no, a nice, lovely girl to the mundane role of housewife. It's,
Well, don't do it on Monday. Do it on Tuesday.
on any day.
Why? I think a young girl looks beautiful in the kitchen with a little apron on, you know, when she's fixing dinner for her loved one who's soon going to return with a girl he's picked up on the bus.
Well,
Don't you want to have a lot of little kiddies running around the house?
They just grow up to steal cars, most of them.
Well, they're tougher to steal now, you know.
They are.
Not as simple as they used to be. Now, why don't you want to get married? You still haven't given me any clear-cut reason or logical ones that I would...
Well, I
accept.
think that marriage is a psychological trap, Groucho. You see, as long as you're single, you can always get married. But when you're married, it's kind of tough to get single.
Do you have any answer to this argument, Anita?
Well, no, but I just feel if you're going to get married, then you better get married to stay married.
Well, I think so, too. What you're really saying, Bill, is that you don't want to pay alimony. Is that the truth?
Wow. You know anybody who does?
No, I don't. You know, somebody once said paying alimony is like feeding hay to a dead horse. Well, let's be honest about the whole thing, Bill. Obviously, you hate girls.
No, I do not. That's why I haven't married one.
Well, you can't continue to go out with girls without being hooked.
Why not?
Because they're smarter than you are.
Well, now, I doubt that.
How old are you?
28.
Oh, boy, you wait till you're 35 and you're sitting home alone looking at some Western.
Well, I don't know, Groucho. I improve at being a bachelor every year. I
You
get
do,
more
huh?
efficient at it, yes.
Well, some people are. They're equipped for bachelorhood, but most men aren't. They need the encouragement and the love of a woman. How is it you know so much about marriage if you've never gone through it? Where do you get all this misinformation?
From my married friends. You see, I sort of run a home for wayward husbands.
You mean like a dog and cat hospital?
Sometimes it's very similar to that, Groucho. You see, my friends who are married, they come up to my place whenever they have trouble with their wives.
Pardon me, are you listening to this, Anita?
Yeah, I'm taking it all in.
Well, anytime, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, why they show up with their clothes on their back and whatever else they've been able to scrounge, and they come in the door, and I roll out a sleeping bag, and they sleep there. I've had as many as 6 or 8 guys sleeping on my floor, all estranged from their wives, you see, and they sit up all night and they discuss their problems, and I listen in, I learn a lot about marriage, you see, and then their wives start calling 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, they want them back.
Then you answer the phone?
Yeah, I answer the phone, and I hand it to them, and then they all have a conversation about the phone call and decide what to do. And I learn a lot about marriage this way. And, of course, in a couple of days, while they go back, And,
And
I'll
you're
see 'em-
alone again.
Yeah, another 8 months. Why, I'll see them again. They'll show up with their suitcase under their arm, and I roll out the sleeping bag and wait for the phone call.
Well, do you rent these bags out? Is this the business you're in?
No, I think that's why they come to my house rather than going to a hotel. I don't charge them anything.
Oh. You mean they leave one bag and come to another? It's one of the nicest tributes to marriage I've ever heard. Now, Anita, do you have anything to say about this skunk over here? Do you think he has a right to come between a man and his wife?
What do you mean, come between them? I don't come between them.
Well,
I'm the
you're helping
middleman,
them.
but I'm not coming between them.
You're-
Look, these guys show up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and wake me up. Their wives are calling all hours of the day and night. What do you mean, come between
Well, you're
them?
giving them shelter, aren't you? If you didn't give them shelter, they'd have to go back to their wives, wouldn't they? Don't they?
I think he's serving a very useful purpose.
You do?
Yes. Because I
Oh,
think...
boy, you're on the way to being hooked right now. This is known as the offside play, this is called.
I think by doing this, he doesn't have to give any advice, or he's not in between. He just listens and helps them figure out their own problems.
Goodbye, Bill. I'll see you at the wedding, huh? What sort of work do you do, Bill? Are you a marriage counselor by chance?
No, Groucho. I'm a professional lecturer.
Lecturer, did you say?
Lecturer.
I don't hear very well. My glasses need fixing. Now, what do you lecture on? Crime or women?
Neither, Groucho. Currently, I'm lecturing on a trip that I made on foot from Los Angeles to Mexico City. A friend and I walked 3,000 miles through the backcountry of Mexico.
See a duck like this anymore. No, you get $50. What was the secret word? Do you know?
I don't know. What was I
Was
saying?
it foot? Walk? Walk, huh? Well, you get $50 for saying walk.
Fine, thank
Next
you
time
very
you go to
much.
Mexico, you can ride on a burro. Now, would you go out here? I want to talk to you. Go out there in front, yeah. Now, get forward, way out there. Now, turn around and show the audience what you... I want to ask you something. Is this the way you dress all the time? Huh? Well, why do you wear an outfit like this?
Well, I'm taking the place of the duck tonight. He's
Yeah,
on
I mean...
vacation.
Well, a duck doesn't dress like that. A duck hasn't got near the equipment you have. Lady ducks do? Yeah. Well, are you a model?
No, I'm a beauty contestant.
Oh. Do they have... Yes, you better pull it up. I was ready to go to Florida with the other duck. Now, well, you can go now, and I'll see you later, huh? How do you feel about that girl there? I mean, would that interest you at all?
Marriage-wise?
Don't jump so far ahead, will you? Now, would you be interested, Bill, in asking Anita for a date?
Oh, absolutely.
You would, huh?
I wanted to understand that I'm going to stay single.
Well, that's all right.
If this guy isn't married in a month, I'm turning in my crystal ball, huh? I can just see women all over America, hysterical with laughter, waiting for this lamb to go to the slaughter. Well, you're a charming, articulate, intelligent, and stubborn couple, and I hope you'll be very happy as you walk arm in arm through Mexico. Now, let's see how well you can work together. Mr. Fetterman, will you bring in the questions? You been out there all this time?
Yes.
Well, you were better off than I was. Now, what category have they selected?
You selected fill in the name or
That's
complete
right.
the name?
Filet mignon, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, fill in the name.
We'll take a hard one, all right?
And you have 4 chances to make $500.
The first name's Cyrus Hall. What's the last? The 2 first names are Cyrus Hall something.
I know not.
Well, it's McCormick. He invented the Grim Reaper.
That's right.
Not the Grim Reaper, but just the Reaper.
3 more chances to make a total of $500.
Well, let's try an easier one.
The first name was William Makepeace. What's the last name?
Thackeray.
You said it, kid.
You now have $200 and 2 more questions.
You need $500 to get a chance for the big money.
Another 2?
For $200, the first names are Richard Evelyn, or Evelyn. What is the last? Depending on what country you're in. Richard Evelyn or Evelyn. What's the last?
Armor?
It's Byrd, B-Y-R-D. Didn't he discover the South Pole, or North Pole? Or...
We've got one more chance.
One more chance to make 500.
One more chance.
Shoot it.
Do you like him better now than you did when you first came out here?
Yeah, I think we should have stuck with another category.
Oh, you're making $200.
The first name's Harry Emerson. What's the last name?
Fosdick.
Fosdick is right.
You wind up with
That's all right.
$500, and we'll see you later on for a chance at $10,000.
Would you like to kiss him goodbye as you go?
I'm married.
Well, kiss him goodbye.
Thanks,
No, right here. All right, George, here's the big question. Who's going to try for the big money?
Anita Arrington and William Tynan. They won $500, so they'll get a chance.
Okay, now one of you pick a number for a total of $10,000.
Go ahead, young lady. Pick.
6.
6. And pick another number for a total of $5,000.
About 3.
Now, if any other number comes up, the question is worth a total of $2,000. That is, the answer is worth it. Whatever you win is your total for the night. Okay, one of you spin the wheel. Your numbers were 3 and 6. It landed on 10, so here we go for a total of 2. I've asked this question before, and I'll undoubtedly ask it again. But almost every time it makes you stop and think. For a total of $2,000, whose picture is on the standard U.S. $20 bill? Talk it over. We don't know, guess. What do you say, kids?
Jefferson?
No, it's Andrew Jackson.
Oh.
Yeah, here it is.
Yep.
I'm sorry you missed it, but you still have how much?
500.
Well, that's not too bad. Congratulations, and thanks for being with us.
Fine.